Do I hear a motion that the board approve the waiver for seat time compliance?
Madam Chair, I move that the Board of Trustees approve the waiver for seat time compliance, having the capacity to provide a virtual option to non-traditional learners by waiving seat time will serve to accommodate the needs of a growing segment of our student population who will be served through the Lexington One Online Learning Academy, LULA.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Oswald, and back to Mrs. Gaskins to explain this one.
Absolutely. So this local board approval will allow us to submit an application to the state board for approval that the seat time compliance regulations be waived so that our students in the LULA program can learn on a different schedule than a traditional school schedule. And we were one of the 33 districts who had our online program approved. We found out just today, so we're excited about that.
That's great. Anyone have questions?
I also have a couple of questions about this. These are Kathy's as well. I'm glad I took notes this time. So one of her questions was, how are we keeping a high-quality education for our students if we are waiving seat time? I think, and she followed up with, where are they housing LULA and what type of accountability is in place for teachers? And that's not verbatim. She was just kind of wondering, are we going to be able to ensure, she doesn't want them, and I agree, sitting in front of a computer 6 hours a day, but at the same time, how are we monitoring how much learning time they're getting?
Absolutely. We had a very specific set of criteria from the state that we had to provide evidence against to ensure that we would be doing those things. And so I'm happy to read kind of the list of criteria from the state that we met to ensure that. But our middle school LULA teachers will be at Lexington Middle School, so our 10 teachers will be there. Our middle school students will have more synchronous learning experiences. Our high school students will learn mostly asynchronously, but as part of the state application, we had to provide a schedule that allowed for at least 25% of the instruction of our high school students to be provided in a synchronous way. So our high school teachers are serving in an adjunct status, and so our current high schools are giving up sections to teach in the LULA program. And so those teachers will have a block of time where it's designated that they are available and can provide individualized and small group support for their students during that time.
Okay. And is that something they volunteer for, or?
Well,
that block?
each school was asked to give up a certain number of sections, and so they worked with their teachers to determine how many of their sections would be face-to-face, how many of their sections would be LULA, and so it was a conversation to make sure all of our classes were covered.
Okay. And where did you say high school was housed at? I know you said middle school. Was it Lexington Middle?
High school, each of our 5 high schools are having teachers teach sections, so those teachers will actually be in their home schools.
Okay, thank you. I was trying to take notes at the same time. Okay.
Sure.
Ms. Garris, is that all?
Yeah, I think that's it for that one.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions for Ms. Gaskins on this, the seat time compliance waiver? All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion carries.